My name is Lizzie, and this is Lizzie's Literary Life, and I'm already drunk, and we are reacting to 1-star reviews of books I loved and 5-star reviews of books I hated. Let's go! This is my third glass of wine. Glass meaning this much, because I like to pour a generous glass. And we're doing what I said we're doing. This is courtesy of Danielle from Danielle Reads, because I was like, what video should I film while drunk? And she was like, this one. So what we're going to do, I have pulled up my top 10 and bottom 10 lists from 2022, which are on my channel. I will link them right here. And I'm going to look up these books on Goodreads and go to reviews that are the opposite of what I personally believe. And we're going to look at them. We're going to do maybe 6 books, maybe my top 3 and bottom 3. Would that be good? No, we're just going to do selected random books. We're going to do 3 books from my top 10 and from my bottom 10 that I think are going to be polarizing. What should we do first? Let's do top 10 first. Let's do a 1-star of a top 10 first. We're going to do Carrie, Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Let's look it up. 1 star. Okay, we have only less than 1% of readers gave this 1 star, but that's still 1,000 people. So let's find some good 1-star reviews. First one that came up is from Destiny. Destiny DNF'd at 32%. I absolutely adore TJR, and I have and will read anything that she writes. But this, I just can't finish. It's very well written and per the usual of this author, but there were a few things that just didn't work for me. Carrie's father repeatedly speaks Spanish at length. TJR makes no attempt to offer any translation or explain what was said. Readers who aren't fluent will be left clueless. Did I miss something important? Did TJR insert a hidden gem? I never know. Okay, I'm going to address this. I think that it's fine that she didn't put translations in, because if I remember correctly, it was pretty simple stuff that like context clues could figure out. Like, it wasn't ever anything crazy. If I didn't know, like, I was reading on Kindle, so I could, like, highlight and do the translate thing. But it was always, like, just very in the context. And I think it was fine that she didn't translate. I think, like, that's okay. Also, this book is about tennis. Not tennis, but all caps, tennis. As in, the entire book to the point I threw in the towel is about tennis. There is no drama, no mystery, no plot. There is just a history of a tennis career. So unless you really love tennis, you are going to get really bored really fast. She's not wrong. It's about tennis. But it was really good. I liked it. I'm not a sports girly at all. The only sport I watch is Pumpkin playing with a hair tie and flipping over himself. Also rhythmic gymnastics. Those are the only sports I watch. Tennis I don't care about, but this book I cared about. I cared about tennis. She says, that sounds really harsh, I know, but c'est la vie. Maybe I'll try to finish this again in the future one day when I'm in a different mood, but until then, just know. I think she's really wrong about the Spanish thing. I think she's right about the tennis thing, except that if you don't love tennis, you're going to get bored. I have seen so many reviews that said I didn't think I would like this because of the tennis, and I was hooked. And that was my experience. We have another DNF. I'm going to read one that's not a DNF. This is by a white man, this review. No judgment towards white men. I'm just pointing out this. Oh, it's a long review. Okay, let's buckle up. Carrie Soto is a mess. Other reviews praise her for being a strong female character and how it's great that she's unapologetic. I love strong women in fiction. I enjoy unlikable characters. Deborah Vance on Hacks is a horrible human being, and I don't know who that is. But Carrie is neither strong nor is she really a character. I can't even say I hate her because she never seemed to exist as a person in my mind. She's literally just a tennis machine. She trains, she plays, she trains some more, she plays, she has sex, she trains. There's a scene where she claims to respect the women who came before her, and yet the entire premise of this book is about Carrie coming out of retirement for the sole purpose of stopping another woman from getting her record. Other women are just obstacles in her path to getting what she wants. She doesn't give a shit about anyone or anything except being the best. If she didn't want this particular person to achieve her record, that might be different. I disagree on the grounds that the character does not have to be a good person in order for it to be a good book. And I will stand by that. Yeah, so I'm not going to read the rest of the review out loud, but he's saying, like, it's dry tennis facts, which, like, kind of fair. Worst drawn characters I've ever seen from a major writer. I think she's a real character. I think she's a realistic character, and I think that's good. She's not likable. She's not a great person, but that doesn't make her a bad character, and that doesn't make it a bad book. Standing by that, let's look at one more. This might be a long video. I'm just gonna have fun, and you can have fun with me, or you can leave. So, bye. Okay. This reviewer says, my issue with the book is that I don't appreciate when white authors write about marginalized communities. TJR is already an author that has had some microaggressions in her writing. I don't think it's a great idea for her to tackle a Latinx character, especially adding in Spanish, especially getting some words wrong. I'm not sure if she had sensitivity readers, but they definitely failed her. I honestly don't think we have enough Latinx writers writing characters like this, but to get it wrong was just a total fail. This is a fair review. I am not Latinx, obviously, and so I can't speak to this. I don't know. I don't think this is the right video to talk about this. I think, like, the idea that white authors should never write about characters of color is not on the mark. But whether it's good representation or not is not something I can speak to. So I'm going to acknowledge that review and move on to another one that's going to be funny. Okay, here's another review that has the same issue as that man that I was talking about. This says, when your reader is rooting against the protagonist instead of rooting for her, you know you are doing something wrong. Look, I get the appeal of cocky, arrogant characters, but at least make them likable. Yes, this may come as a shock to TJR, but a strong, cocky, powerful woman can be likable at the same time. Also, why does TJR's version of powerful woman mean she is stomping down every other woman? Carrie Soto literally came out of retirement just to prevent another female player her chance to shine. Like, that is the opposite of feminism. My question is, did you finish the book? Because I'm not going to spoil what happens, but did you finish the book? Did you finish the book? She doesn't say she didn't, but a character does not have to be likable for the book to be good. A character does not have to be a good person for the book to be good. That's all I have to say. Oh my God. Next. I think I'm not going to look at 5-star reviews of books I hated because I don't want to hate on people liking things. Because I think people have the right to like things even if I didn't. So we're going to stick to 1-star reviews of books I liked because that was fun. We're going to look at 1-star reviews for Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. This also has less than 1% 1-star reviews. There's only 200 of them. Okay, our first one says, I lost it with this book when it argued for forgiving your childhood bullies because they were so sad too. For me, Delilah Green Doesn't Care tried to do too much. It would have been enough for this to have been a story about two sisters, reconciling over their emotionally distant mother/stepmother, and dealing with the grief of losing their respective fathers and sisterly relationship. In the end, we learn Astrid only bullied Delilah because she felt rejected, which doesn't make it okay. Just to clarify. Here's the thing about this review. And the idea, the position this review is putting forth is that you shouldn't, like, second chance romance shouldn't be a thing even when the, like, first chance happened when you were children. And sometimes I agree. I haven't read a lot of second chance romance where their first chance was as adults, because I definitely think I would feel different about that. Like, if I agree with the reason they broke up in the first place, I don't think they should get back together. But they were kids. And I feel like we should, pumpkins here again, give kids some slack. I just don't think this review is, I feel like this is a teenager. No, she looks like an adult. Maybe she was bullied really bad as a teenager and doesn't forgive her bullies. Which is okay. You don't have to forgive your bullies. But I don't think it's bad to forgive your bullies, if you understand that they were going through something too. And they were kids, and that was the only way they knew to deal with it. Also, I don't think Claire actually bullied Delilah as a kid. She just, like, kind of ignored her. So, don't like this review. Ooh, DNF at 36%. This review says, I am bored. I don't care about any of the characters, and why is a side character's heterosexual marriage the whole plot of a sapphic book? Because the book's about a wedding. And the marriage, like, that hetero marriage is not the love story. That's actually a toxic relationship, and they're trying to break it up. And that character goes on to have a sapphic second book. So maybe finish the book before you leave your review. Just saying. This book was a word salad, which is a huge turnoff. Sometimes when you use words excessively to prove a point, they lose their meaning. The author did her best to erase the word lesbian as if it's such a bad word. It was basically how someone can appear woke through a book 101. The focus on what it looked like, pretentious representation, okay. She's calling this book, whoever this person is, I'm not going to assume their gender. This reviewer is calling this book a word salad. And I'm looking at this review like, look at the words you're using. Your review is a word salad. Delilah is a whining, overgrown child who might as well tattoo the word queer to save us all the trouble. Also, the emphasis on people's race every time a character appears was beyond odd. I don't remember that. I don't remember that being a thing at all. Partially because I think most of the characters were white. Because this is a white author. Most of the, I'm not sure. I don't remember that being a thing. If that is true, and this white author is overemphasizing the race of people of color, then I see this valid criticism and maybe I missed it. But I don't remember that at all. I am bellicose when I am tipsy. We're going to look at, this one's going to make me mad, but we're going to look at bad reviews, 1-star reviews for Babel by R.F. Kuang. I don't think I'm ready because I watched Jess from, I don't remember her channel name, the one who does book community. I watched her video on bad reviews of this and it made me mad. So again, 1% of readers gave this a 1 star, 746 people. Okay, DNF at 60%. Partly, like, I don't trust people giving reviews, like writing Goodreads reviews if they didn't finish the book. Like, if I don't finish a book, I don't rate it. But that's just me. Rant incoming. I told you this was going to make me mad. Okay. What a boring, mean-spirited book. It had little charm and came from a place of hate. And can this author write about anything other than one person starting a revolutionary war? Even her dark academia novel ends up going in the same direction as her Poppy War trilogy. Sis hasn't gotten over her Hunger Games phase, it seems. This book is so dull. The only creative aspect was how the author managed to find different ways to say the same thing on every page. White people suck and they're evil. By the billionth time a white person came along to crap on the main characters or say something stupid, I was like, okay, we get it. Whitey equals evil. This is what I knew was coming when I looked up 1-star reviews of this book. You missed the point. You missed the point. The point. It went over here above your head. We're going to go on and continue to read this very long review. And the footnotes were annoying and useless. They didn't add anything to the story, and you could predict exactly what they were going to say before they even read them, because 90% of them were there to tear down every aspect of British history and culture. They'd pop in every now and then to tell you that some random thing was problematic. No shit, Sherlock. Everything from 200 years ago, Sherlock Holmes included, is problematic. That's just history for you. That doesn't mean we shouldn't point it out, because British history is glorified everywhere. And we need to stop that. So pointing it out is good. Pointing out the fact that colonialism was bad is a positive thing. And this reviewer recognizes that historical, I don't understand this reviewer, and I don't like it. All of these, you didn't read it. This reviewer didn't finish the book. I forgot about that. So yeah, kudos to the author for her dogged determination to make sure no white gets away with seeming likable. I'm not even going to comment on that. Oh my god. I'm just skimming the review at this point, just like the reviewer skimmed this book. While I can understand Kwong's strong feelings on the matter, I personally believe that British colonialism is a complex issue that cannot be reduced to a simple dichotomy of good or bad. Oh, and then she says, my culture was affected by colonialism too, but that was a good thing because we got Western opportunities out of it. While it's important to acknowledge historical injustices, dwelling on them and harboring resentment towards white people today is not right. Okay, but you can talk about the legacies of these issues, and you can talk about what happened, because it's not talked about. I think this book might encourage POCs to adopt a victim mentality. When I was younger, I bought into the idea that as a person of color, I had been wronged in some way because of the past. But these beliefs aren't even true, and they also caused a lot of unnecessary insecurity and depression. I'm shocked. Okay, then this reviewer says, anyway, so yeah, if you were to study at Oxford in the late 1800s as a non-white international student, you would have been treated poorly by the locals. Yeah, and that's what this book portrays. Are you saying that's a good thing? Are you saying we shouldn't talk about it? I don't understand what you're saying here. This reviewer then says, after that sentence, even the book admits that at that time, Robin's home country of Canton was rife with misogyny. Every nation was committing vile and foolish acts 200 years ago. That's like saying the African people who sold their fellow Africans into slavery are just as bad as the white people who enslaved them. I feel like that's the analogous situation here. And I'm appalled. Each to their own, but I find myself side-eyeing the white people who are so eager to give this book 5 stars. Perhaps they're far less irritable than me, or they enjoy masochism, or maybe after reading 545 pages of white people bashing, they've been worn down. This is making me mad, and I'm sad that I read it. This reviewer concludes their review by saying, "This book was engaged in a mean-spiritedness that felt fundamentally gross to me. I call out gross shit when I see it, and if that makes me an uncultured swine, so be it." I'm just going to leave that there. I think we're ending the video here. I'm angry. Oh my god, I just saw another sentence that's making me mad. We're not going to go there. If you want to go and read this entire review, you can look up Babel in Goodreads and find the top 1-star review and get mad with me and be angry in the comments below. Otherwise, read Babel and disagree with this person. That's all I have to say. I'm angry. And now I'm going to go watch the season 1 finale of Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition, which is probably also going to make me angry, but like in a fun way. So that's what I'm going to do. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I've been talking for a really long time because I filmed a video before this and it was like 40 minutes long. So I've just literally been talking for an hour and 10 minutes nonstop. And I'm going to give everyone else in this apartment, including the cats, a break from hearing my voice by stopping. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you want me to do this again. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.